This video is sponsored by BetterHelp. In honor of World Mental Health Day, this video addresses the way that minimalism and mental health intersect, as well as the ways that letting go and practicing a minimalist lifestyle can reduce anxiety and overall contribute to positive mental health. Hello and welcome to Abundantly Minimal. My name is Sarah and I'm thrilled you're here with me today. I think mental health is something that's really important but not always talked about. Now, obviously, there's many benefits to practicing a minimalist lifestyle. We've talked about these before on the channel, whether it has to do with the physical cluttering, maybe it's financial benefits, but there's also so many mental and emotional benefits to decluttering, and it can really help us. However, there are sometimes situations where minimalism brings up feelings of struggle or frustration, and so we're going to look at some of those today as well. Now, first I want to address the positive benefits for our mental health if we are able to let go of some of these extra items. Having fewer items in your space does reduce feelings of stress and anxiety. Having less means there's less going on, less you need to worry about, fewer choices that you need to make, so you're less likely to struggle with decision fatigue. And it means that you can take some of that extra energy or time and allocate it towards things that are more meaningful, such as self-care or personal growth, or maybe contributing more time and energy to different relationships in your life. Even the simple exercise of taking one of your surfaces in your home that's cluttered and cleaning it can make a huge difference. Of course, in life, there are certain moments where an area gets messy because we're living in it. That's fine. It's not going to be picture perfect 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But if the idea is maybe it's a little messy while you're using it, but then after you're done using it, things are cleaned and the surface is clear. It just allows us to have that peace of mind and creates more of that refuge for us within our spaces. So that aspect is very important. And I think one of the best benefits about a simplified space. And even if you don't have time to necessarily go through all of your spaces, if you can identify a couple key areas where you could reduce the clutter, such as on those surfaces, that's going to make a big impact. So the positive benefits are definitely great. However, sometimes when we're going through the decluttering process, certain negative feelings come up. And I want to go into a little bit more depth about some of these that you might experience and some solutions. One thing that might come up as you let go of certain items is that you become more aware of different types of emotional clutter or mental clutter that has been in your life. For example, after you've let go of a lot of these physical items, you might be more aware of some of the root issues you've been struggling with. Maybe there is an unhealthy relationship in your life. Maybe you feel as though you have been trying to be perfect or look perfect or make your life seem like it's perfect, but you know it's not. Maybe you've been comparing yourself a lot to others. Maybe you have a strong sense of need for validation from others. And maybe you didn't realize you were dealing with these things because you were distracted about all the stuff. You see, part of the reason we get so many items in our lives and bring these items in is because we're told by advertisers that we need these items to be happy. That the physical stuff, if we buy it and bring it into our space and have it, we're going to be more well-liked or whatever it is that we're craving. It's why you see happy people in commercials and advertisements like, yay, this product changed my life. Of course, I mean, there's definitely products that do enrich one's life, but not necessarily all of them and all of the products for everyone. Everyone's got different needs. So once you've removed that distraction element from it and you're not continually bringing new items into your space, now you have to confront these root causes, which can be a little unpleasant. Going through the decluttering process can also be really difficult because it forces us to confront who we actually are. A lot of the clutter that we keep has to do with our fantasy self or the ideal versions of ourselves that aren't necessarily true. When simplifying, we have to really get to the root of who we are and figure out what actually adds value and what actually matters to us. And sometimes we have to let go of certain parts of this ideal version of ourselves that just aren't actually who we are. And that can be a little bit frustrating to deal with. But if we do remind ourselves that letting go of these things doesn't get rid of who we actually are, it allows us to celebrate who we actually are and cut out the garbage that we thought we were or we wanted to be, but it's just not real. Letting go of some of the extra clutter can allow you to be more authentically yourself. Another challenge that could come up with decluttering has to do with feelings of guilt, which I have talked about on the channel before and actually wrote an ebook about it because there are a lot of different types of guilt that come up when decluttering. It could be family guilt, financial guilt, environmental guilt, societal guilt, identity guilt, etc. And those can be added burdens that make it a lot harder to be able to actually let go of our stuff than we'd like. I will put links below if you are interested in learning more about that or for the book. And another very important part about embracing a minimalist lifestyle has to do with the eliminating of distractions or the concept of pacifiers from your life. In life, there are different activities that we turn to or different items that we purchase that are meant to distract us from a certain area of life or prevent us from having to confront some of our own identity-related challenges or emotional challenges that we might be struggling with. Now, letting go of this physical clutter, opening up our schedule, reducing our spending, all of these can yield really positive results in our life, and it can open up our life for whatever is more meaningful. But what if you don't know yet what's meaningful to you? This can be a really scary feeling, and if we don't add meaningful things back into your life, it could feel a little bit empty or lonely. I think we can use the opportunity of less as a really powerful place to figure out who we are, what we want, where we want to go. Use that as a springboard to help us get there. You see, in everyday life, when we're in the hustle and bustle, when we're super busy, when we're stressed, when we're exhausted, that's not when you make those powerful life decisions. You're kind of just in survival mode at that point, and I've definitely been there, just feeling way too busy to be able to actually figure things out. When we remove some of that, now we have more of a chance to actually figure it out. That being said, sometimes when we've let go of some of this, we reveal some darker stuff, some pain. With the pain, I think the best way to actually deal with it is to go through it, push through it, do the reflection, do the work, really understand why you're feeling this pain to be able to get through the other side. A lot of the times we demonstrate avoiding behaviors, but when we actually confront an issue, even if it's painful, that's where you can start to see the situation transform. Unfortunately, what's the alternative here? There's not really a true alternative until you actually confront the issues head on. And I know in my own life, while I have personally been very fortunate to not struggle with too many mental health related issues, people who I care deeply about have. And the thing is, it doesn't get better until you put the work in or you push through the situation and work through whatever the challenges are. And that can happen a lot of different ways. It's all about finding what the best option or strategy is for you when you find yourself in this situation. I do want to talk about our sponsor, BetterHelp. BetterHelp is the leading provider for online counseling, and they currently have over 4,000 licensed counselors who have helped over 500,000 people worldwide. These therapists are licensed by their state board to provide therapy and counseling, and they do it through a variety of different formats, such as video calls, phone calls, text messages, and live chat, and it can be done on any type of device, computer, phone, tablet, etc. In addition to one-on-one services, BetterHelp also provides groupinar sessions, which can be helpful with learning more in a group setting about ways to reduce anxiety or to work through relationship challenges, that sort of thing. And if you do choose to sign up, it's not just a once per week or once every other week session. It really is support whenever you need it through any platform that you wish to use it. And the average cost for BetterHelp tends to be around $65, but there is financial aid available, and you actually apply for that financial aid when you sign up. And since BetterHelp is offered worldwide, even if you don't live in an area where there are mental health services, you can still access these resources. BetterHelp does have counselors who specialize in a wide range of topics and issues such as stress, anxiety, depression, addiction, trauma, family conflict, and a lot more. But it is not for people in crisis. So if you are in more of a crisis situation or emergency situation, I have left a few links in the description field of the video that you could check out instead. And the sign-up process is very simple. It can be done on your computer, through your phone, whatever your device. You can go to the link in the description field below, and it will ask you a few questions. First, asking what type of counseling you're looking for, as well as going through specific areas that you might have struggled with or want some support in. And you will be matched to a counselor in 24 hours or less. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've got any questions, let me know in the comments below. We'll talk soon. Bye.